UFC OKC just went down, guys. We're going to break down this full card, get right into it, starting with the main event. We had Kamaru Usman take on Dricus Du Plessis. Guys, Dricus Du Plessis shined in this fight. He put it all over Kamaru Usman. Landed multiple big shots in this fight. 139 significant strikes to 99 strikes for Kamaru Usman. Most of these blows that was landed was all significant strikes. Both these guys was looking to put each other away. Kamaru Usman was throwing more of looping shots. He should have been doing more straight shots. Ultimately, Dricus Du Plessis mixes it up, stuffs multiple takedowns, and he's able to get it done in this fight, guys. Even shot a few himself. Wasn't successful with them, but, it's all about mixing it up for Dricus. Because throughout this fight, and this is a little bit of the success that Kamaru Usman had. Just mixing it up. There's multiple times, though, where Dricus Du Plessis, let me rewind this here. He stuffs the takedowns. And that's the key. When you're stuffing takedowns, you got to have the posture, leaning into them, pushes the head down, sprawls around to the back. Very impressive work for Du Plessis. And he's landing, you can just see, he's landing with authority. He's stuffing single legs. You can see Kamaru's trying to dig to that double and blast through. But he leans over, keeps his head, posture, chest over his knees, and he pops right back up. This was the key in the fight. Sure, do you get taken down, but can you pop right back up? And this is one of the things that Khamzat Chimaev was able to hold him down. But with Kamaru coming up to that next weight class and that difference in weight, facing a big old boy, we thought he would struggle a little bit here. And this time it reared its head. But ultimately, Dricus Du Plessis gets it done with this fight with this striking. Landed huge head kicks multiple times. Looked like he wobbled Kamaru, and Kamaru was going to just go out on his feet. But it was like every couple seconds he would recover, man. You could tell he really got Kamaru was ready in this fight. It's just the better man won. We move on. On down to the card. Jared Cannonier, this guy just needs to retire, versus Christian Leroy Duncan. After this fight, I thought Cannonier showed a lot of heart in that third round. I kind of possibly could have gave him that third round just off the pressure he applied. That third round, the strikes. He just is not busy on the strikes. That's his problem. Even you look at the full fight, Christian Leroy Duncan's just peppering him on the outside. Landing huge strikes. He's like a human Beyblade. He's spinning, throwing all kinds of stuff. And this guy's, he's legit. He keeps working his way up the rankings. It's time they give him somebody a real contender. And I think the UK's got a rising star with the Christian Leroy Duncan, man. 68 significant strikes against this guy Cannonier, he's not an easy guy to fight. We've seen what he did to MVP, held him down. Great win for Christian Leroy Duncan. We move on. Chase Hooper versus Mitch Ramirez. I knew that Chase Hooper had the elite jiu-jitsu, and if he could ever get that man strength, he's going to be a force in this league. And it looks like this time, guys, he's able to get him to the ground. He's able to, put in that submission on him. He's very crafty with it. And this time he gets him out of there. You don't want to go to the ground with this guy. It's not going to work out good for you. So that's a good win for Chase Hooper, and predicted that one as well. So we move on. Fatima Klein absolutely put on a clinic versus Tabitha Ricci, guys. This fight was absolutely a banger. Could have been fight of the night if it wasn't for Tommy McMillan and Alberto Montez fight and Dricus Du Plessis fight. But this fight right here was the third best fight on this card, in my opinion. And it was a banger of a fight for a women's division. So got to give them some love here. Tabitha Ricci is tough as nails, but Fatima Klein She's a breakout star. I knew she was going to win. She's a good striker. If she was able to dictate this pace of this fight and control the takedown defense and actually get some takedowns, I predicted she would do well in this fight, and she did. She has got every facet of her game that she was absolutely landing at will. She used that reach advantage. She just looked like she was leagues above Tabitha Ricci, and Tabitha Ricci is a real contender as well. And the United States has got a real contender in Fatima Klein. We move on. Tommy Machine Gun McMillan. That's my nickname for him because he's just out there just letting the hands go. Versus Alberto Montes, who this guy is a submission. He's known for his anaconda chokes. This was a very tough fight for Tommy McMillan. Many people doubted Tommy McMillan in this, but I predicted Tommy McMillan would get the win here, and he gets the win. Round 3, KO, TKO. He gets him out of there. And, guys, he breaks the record for the most significant strikes. 255 total strikes in this fight. Round 1, 74. Round 2, he's warmed up, getting in there. Round 2, he looked crisp. I thought he looked sharp. And then round 3, he just put a beat down on him. And, you look at Tommy McMillan, he's a wrestling state champion, multiple times wrestling state champion. Shout out to them boys, Sugar Sean. Shout out to Tommy McMillan. Shout out to Tim Welch. All them guys over there, they're legit. They know how to kick butt and take names, and that's what he did. He went in there. He's gangster. I don't care what anybody says. If you whip butt and you're an American man and you're doing your thing, you came up on your own 2 feet, you're gangster to me, bro. So salute to Tommy McMillan. You're a rising star. Damn it, I'm a fan. That kind of fighting, you make me want to come in the fucking gym and train with you. That's fucking awesome, dude. You're the man, damn it. We move on. And you absolutely just beat up this little dude, this Alberto Montes, who's a freaking monster. And you just made him look like he was just chopped liver. We move on. Austin Bashi versus Jose Miguel Delgado. Delgado pulled it off. I predicted that Austin Bashi was probably going to win this fight. But I knew this was going to be a tough fight because Delgado is so tough. And Delgado, he gets it done. Damn it, he's tough. And he gets it in a unanimous decision. That was a pick'em fight, guys. Don't hold me to it right there. Austin Bashi's a heck of a fighter. He'll bounce back. But Jose Miguel Delgado gets it done just by absolutely just mixing it up. He's relentless, guys. And Austin Bashi was able to get the takedowns. That was his game plan. Get him to the ground, try to finish him. First round the American was doing really good. It just as the rounds went on, he just started to fade. And Delgado got the win. So, overall, great fight for both fighters. Move on. John Paul Labaziani versus Ciel Kian. This was a huge win for John Paul Labaziani. Breakout performance for him. Unanimous decision where many people was picking him to lose this fight. And man, did he do good. 3 takedowns in this fight, 2 submission attempts. He was just on fire. First round, he was kind of getting into it, and then he was getting tagged a little bit, but once he got that takedown, he started to go for the submission attempts, and then he started to break it out. And this is how the Americans started to pour it on. Second round, it was more of an even contest till he got the takedown. It's always that takedown, guys. And that's what changed this fight. The takedowns ultimately was significant. Him trying to go for finishes, landing big ground and pound. It's a great win for John Paul Labaziani. We move on. Levi Rodriguez Jr. versus Felipe Franco. Guys, this was a heck of a fight as well. Felipe Franco put on a monster KO in this fight. Monster KO finish for this guy. Got performance of the night for this finish, guys. 52 total strikes landed to 26. Had 3 takedowns. 2 takedowns in the first, 1 takedown in the second, and the third round we never got to see. That's all. Felipe Franco is a monster, and everybody's going to be looking out for him coming out in the division for the light heavyweight. This guy's going to be working his way up. Huge win for Felipe Franco. Slimes out Levi Rodriguez Jr. And we move on. Ezra Elliott versus Damian Anderson, guys. I had chose Damian Anderson. I thought his striking was elite. And he was a tough fight for Ezra Elliott. But it turns out we got us a hidden gem right here in Ezra Elliott, guys. Coming out of that same gym with Sean O'Malley and them train out of, this guy is a monster. And he was the underdog in this fight. But damn it, he looked good, man. Broke another record like Tommy McMillan did in this fight. This guy just came out there, 12 takedowns. 12 takedowns, like a mini Marab. 3 submission attempts. He's active. He's trying to get the finish. He came out of there like this fight was all... You can tell this guy's been in the gym. Great win for Ezra Elliott. Gets out the unanimous decision. Tried to get this guy out of there. Had the Darce choke. I thought he was going to finish him there. And he's facing Damian Anderson, who is a jiu-jitsu... He's a monster at it. And Ezra Elliott comes out here on short notice, 4-day notice, and he absolutely puts on a show. So, credit to Ezra Elliott. I was wrong in my prediction there, but damn it, he looked good. We move on. Pause. No homo on that. Alden Correa versus Stuart Nickel, guys. Unanimous decision win for Correa, whatever you want to call him. Honestly, this fight, everybody had predicting Correa was going to win this. Huge favorite in this fight. I had even picked him, but I did not realize Stuart Nickel was going to be so effective with his takedowns. And in this fight, it's not a surprise, but it was just like, Alden Correa did not impress me with this win. He did well, but it's not to say that he wasn't. He's fighting a can. Let's just be honest. Let's put it as it is. But ultimately, 60 strikes to 32 strikes landed against Stuart Nickel for Alden Correa, and ultimately, the massive favorite gets it done. We move on. R.J. Harris versus Alvin Hodges. Guys, I was wrong on this one. R.J. Harris gets the win by TKO finish. And this fight was one, it didn't last long. Didn't see a round 2, didn't see a round 3. The heavyweights, they know. Get in, get out, get your money. They threw hands. And ultimately, the heavier hands was with R.J. Harris. And he finishes Alvin Hodges. But great performance for R.J. Harris. We move on. Anna Melisano versus Deonna Barbosa, guys. Oh, my gosh. And Barbosa did exactly what we all thought. She takes her down in round 1, and she submits her. She uses that amazing jiu-jitsu she has, got the takedown. They struck a lot on the feet, and then she took her down, and that was it. Finishes her, and Deonna Barbosa gets her hand raised. But, ultimately, after my thoughts after this card, man, we got to see DDP get that title shot. I honestly would like to see, if he's not going to get the title shot, just go ahead and redo that Hamzat rematch with Sean Strickland and let Imavov and DDP go at it. But ultimately, I think after that performance he had over Usman, this guy is ready to get his belt back. And if he can defend the takedowns, I'm just not seeing many people that's going to be able to stop him. So that's my thoughts. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe this video, guys. Thanks for watching, and be looking for some more videos. Peace.